It's Sofia Franklyn. You are listening to Sofia with an F, and the F is for phenomenal. Hey everyone, welcome to Sofia with an F. We have a new set design, and it looks like a set. It is my bedroom, but I don't know why I've never filmed in here because it might be the most beautiful space in my entire apartment. And I went to great lengths to get these like hello, YouTube, Sofia Franklyn, Sofia with an F, Franklyn with a Y, if you want to check it out. It took me so long to get these art pieces, and I'm really excited, and I just feel like it was time for a new look and a little bit elevated and a little bit more, come talk with the girls, come chat and let's hang and let's spill the tea, which I know no one says anymore, but a variation of that. I just got back from a appointment at Vera Wang. I have no other details besides that, genuinely. And I spent all morning talking with my wedding planners, and that was really good. And Soph met them for the first time. And Soph is here with me, and she says hello. That's like anytime someone calls you and then they're like, oh yeah, I'm with Brad, he says hello. No, he didn't. How in the time frame that we've been talking, like Brad was like, oh my God, make sure to tell Sofia hello. I've always found that to be very interesting. A quick little update that let's leave the wedding stuff till later. I have been going through a little bit of a kind of a mind f***. I have not left my apartment in days, but that is completely okay because I bought a walking pad, and it is it's white. You can fold it in half because, as New Yorkers know, you don't really have all the storage in the world, especially when you're like me, and for whatever reason, I decided that my bed, my dresser, both of my couches, my dining room, my TV console, nothing is made for you to be able to put stuff underneath it. It's almost as if I went out of my way to pick furniture that lays low to the ground. I don't know, but I'm very excited about the walking pad. I'm trying to hit 20 minutes every single day. And the other update, I feel like I normally get on here and I tell you guys just the craziest shit, and sometimes life isn't that crazy. But I would say this is in like the top 5 most traumatic things to ever go down. During Thanksgiving, I was gone for over 2 weeks. And when I got back, Soph suggested, and she was like, okay, do you want to be doing 17 loads of laundry? And she knows how neurotic I get when it comes to laundry, which is neurotic. And I was like, no, let's send it out to a dry and fold. And so I had 2 bags the size of my body. They are body bags. You could murder someone and throw someone in it and zip the whole thing up. Okay, they're huge. And I sent 2 of those out. So then I get the laundry back, and I didn't think anything of it. In fact, they delivered the laundry, and I like put it inside my apartment and just left it sitting by the front door for a few days because baby girl has been busy. I feel like we all have. January is when everyone is like, okay, everyone had a little tiny bit of a break. Now let's just go 100 miles per hour. So I put the laundry aside. I get a doorbell ring and I go open it, and this guy is like, "Hi, I'm here to drop off your laundry," and hands me a bag. And I was a bit confused because they don't take your laundry and then just like, randomly, intermittently give you pieces back over this length of a month. It's not like, "Oh, hey, like, your t-shirt, your favorite one that you wanted us to be delicate with just finished drying. We're just stopping by." Like, it is a big operation. So they gave me the bag. I was a little bit confused. And then when I went to open it, there were a pair of wet men's shoes and like some other shit. And I like ripped my hand out, horrified. I was like, there is no reason there should be a pair of shoes, let alone wet ones. So they took the bag back. And then I started to realize that my clothes, certain items were missing, which goes to show you there is no reason I should have the amount of clothes that I have. And this is not in like a, I just buy and buy and buy and leave clothes with tags. And it's not that. It's, I have my soccer shirt that the seniors made for the new soccer players. I guess I was a freshman or a sophomore. I sucked, by the way. I still have that t-shirt. I still have tank tops from Amazon that like in no world would I wear them. They're literally cropped. I have it in 3 different colors, cropped with a turtleneck. Like someone tell me where I would wear that and why I've decided to hang on to them in all 3 colors. There's no reason for it. But you don't realize, like, I don't know. Guess what? This is how I feel validated in my story. I get another ring on my doorbell, like, I don't know, a couple weeks later. And this guy is like, "Hey, I'm here to pick up." And I was like, "Hey, are you sure you don't have something to drop off? Because I think I have something missing and I kind of want to flip the roles real quick. I have nothing to give you. I have a lot that I would like for you to give me, which is, half my wardrobe." And the guy was just like, "Are you sure? Okay." And so I asked him and I said, "I feel crazy." And it took me a while to even come to the conclusion that there was something missing. I don't know what that says about me. And he stopped me and he said, "Listen, that is exactly what happens." And he said, "I use this wash and fold, obviously. And if one of my bags goes missing, I have no clue until something like very specific. If I'm looking for something very specific." And then you have to think to yourself, I have a pile of laundry. I have a suitcase. I have an unorganized closet. I have an unorganized drawer. It could be a million places. He made me feel better, basically, is what I'm saying. I was not gaslit and he supported me in that. I have not seen the bag. This has been since November and we're in February now. I don't own white socks anymore. These are the things that have started to come through. If you're watching this, I am wearing a gray sock. My white socks gone for the most part. I think I have like 3 pairs. All my microfiber towels that I use, like out of the shower for my hair, gone. The either top or bottom to a multitude of pajama sets, gone. These really cute white barrel jeans, gone. These black flare workout leggings, gone. See, then over time you start to realize it. So I don't know. I don't love the feeling of not knowing exactly what is missing. Like that just kind of, every time I go into my closet, I'm like, is this like really how many pairs of jeans I own? It's just a whole thing. So I really hope that they will find it, but if you're just looking at the facts, and the facts is they have showed up even a third time, that makes 3 different times total, asking me to please give them laundry or dropping off a guy's pair of shoes. I don't think I'm going to see it. And the insurance claims that it covers like up to 300 and something dollars. The guy that came to my door said you can get up to 800. I don't even know necessarily what's in the bag. But what I do know is it's gotta be 800 minimum. On the record, probably more. I'm just gonna send them this clip, see if that makes them kind of want to look for the bag a little bit more. Getting back on track with weight goals can feel overwhelming. I know how frustrating it can be to try different plans and not see results. That's why weight loss by Hers is so appealing. Hers provides a personalized, doctor-developed treatment plan that fits your lifestyle with options like oral medication kits or GLP-1 injectables, plus 24/7 support, nutrition tips, and tools to track movement, hydration, and sleep. It's designed to make steady progress realistic. What's really helpful is the fully online care. Licensed providers take the time to understand your goals, adjust your plan when needed, and provide guidance to keep results consistent. I appreciate how it helps make healthy progress sustainable without feeling like a constant battle. Plans start at $69 per month with a 10-month plan paid up front, making it accessible and practical. Feel like your best self again? Visit forhers.com/Sofia to get a personalized, affordable plan that gets you. That's forhers.com/Sofia, forhers.com/Sofia. Weight loss by Hers is not available everywhere. Compounded drug products are not approved or evaluated for safety, effectiveness, or quality by the FDA. Prescription required. See website for full details, important safety information, and restrictions. Actual price depends on product and plan purchased. Sloots, having a good day starts with the night before. Self-care is so important, and the night before predicts the next day. Let me put you onto my secret. Sol's Out of Office Gummies. They help me wind down and ease into the evening with intention. It's made my nights feel so much calmer, and I've noticed a more restful sleep. Sol makes feeling good simple. They create delicious hemp-derived CBD and THC products with precise dosing and clean ingredients, so you actually know how you are going to feel. I'm a low-dose girly. Everyone knows me and knows that, and it gets me right where I want to be. Never thought this day would come, but it has. Their best-selling out-of-office gummies range from a 1.5 milligram microdose all the way up to 15 milligrams, so you are fully in control of your mood. And if you'd rather sip something, their new out-of-office beverage delivers the same smooth, social vibe minus the alcohol. Everything Sol makes is wellness-focused, organically farmed, USA-grown hemp, vegan, gluten-free, low sugar, and federally legal. Give yourself the gift of a healthier unwind. Right now, Sol is offering my audience 30% off your entire order. Go to getsol.com and use the code Sofia. That's getsol.com, promo code Sofia for 30% off. Sloots, I have always been about optimizing my time, my energy, and my overall bandwidth. And sure, there is something serendipitous and really cute about running into your soulmate at the grocery store, but I don't go to the grocery store and I don't have time to be frequenting one. You know what I mean? And in the new year, like Kylie Jenner said, it's the year of realizing stuff, the moments where you feel yourself becoming who you really are. That's what I love about the dating app Field. It's free from ads. completely independent and built for curious, playful, open-minded people. Field doesn't gatekeep connection. There's no algorithm telling you what you should want. The only person who gets to decide that is you. And the Field community is famous for change. In fact, 62% of members say their sexuality, interests, or desires evolve within their first year on the app. In a space with no pressure to be anything, who might you become? There's also no fast swipe culture here. You can take your time, revisit profiles, and actually sit with the traction. With over 20 sexuality and gender identities, room for friendship, and features like shared desires that show what you have in common right away, Field makes honesty feel natural. Download Field, spelled F-E-E-L-D, on the App Store or Google Play. Next topic, and why I didn't kick off this episode with it, RHONY is coming back. Not to Bravo, but to E. And it's going to be the entire cast and all the people that matter. Minus Bethany Frankel. With that lineup and with that talent, you don't need Bethany. We've got Ramona. We've got Sonia. We've got Luann. This is great. We've got Kelly Ben-Simone, the fucking ghost of Soho. She's literally like in the background, around a corner, like everywhere, anytime I go to Soho. And Alex McCord and Jill Zarin. What? Like, what? There are no words. When Soph was telling me, I had literal chills. And very interesting that they're doing it with E. I mean, obviously it didn't seem like Bravo was picking it up, and good for them. Good for them. I will be tuning in. And I'm very excited to see what the transpires. Because I'm not going to say that it's like they've grown up now, you know? Like, oh, now they're grown and they're going to like kind of look back and talk about the good old days. I think that they were already grown and there was no more growing to do, and the good old days are today and right now. And I think it's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. Oh my God. It's like sometimes we do get really, really lucky. Next topic. My room looks like a construction site, and it didn't have to. It did not have to. I had to rip the blinds, my blackout shades, out, literally out of like the hinges, crumple them up, and let me tell you why. For some reason, the first day that I am like, okay, we're filming, we're doing new era, new vibe, my blackout shade decides to just not work. Like, will not go up. So Soph and I took matters into our own hands. I think we're a bit, what's the word? We're like barn animals. Like, I don't think a lot of people would have seen this and said, you know what? F it. Let's pull the shades out, crumple them up, and place them on top of a ladder, and just let them hang. I don't think a lot of adults would do that, but we care about lighting. Yeah, what do you mean by that? Oh, right. Soph goes, yeah, can we flip it up? And I looked at her like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Just flip up the blinds? Because I think if that was a thing, I would have done it like a few times by now. I don't think there's any flipping up. I stand corrected. They are flipped and backflipped up. Glamour blinds are actually like the best blinds in the whole world. I just need Sean to call me back. He will. He will. Especially after he sees this situation. Last week, I talked about the different stuff I'm playing with, procedures, mostly facial procedures before the wedding. PRF, I love it. And I'm like, I can't tell if my face looks the way it does because of the PRF, or I quit smoking September 19th. And I was, would you say I was chain smoking, Soph? I would say there was more so a chance there was either a vape or a cigarette in my mouth than not in my mouth for basically like 5 years. So I have not inhaled. Maybe I had one like over New Year's. I don't remember. That doesn't count. I haven't smoked since September 19th. So we're at like 4.5 months post smoking cessation. Obviously, you guys know, like, I'll use the nicotine mints. I cannot do the pouches anymore. I literally threw up on New Year's. Legit. But I was reading, and the most visible changes to the under eye hollow and then a little bit of the mid face, but really like that dark under eye hollowness, you see drastic improvement at this 6 to 9 month mark post quitting smoking. So I'm a month and a half away from that, and I am excited to see like what happens. Like, I'm excited to see how much better it looks. And I'm definitely going to be doing 3 sessions of PRF because regardless, I can tell the PRF is the shit. Soph literally the other day was like, you look like you're aging backwards. And I'm like, what does Soph want me to do right now on camera? Why is she lying? Is she trying to get me to do something she would never? So it works. It's working. And I only did 1 session. I cannot believe when it's 3. Okay. That's enough about me. I got another lip flip because the first one, I swear to you guys, like, I didn't notice it. I would look in the mirror and think, oh, you look prettier, but I don't know. So I'm trying it for a second time, and it is at the stage where watch me drink this water bottle. It's like, it was so much worse yesterday, but I can't move it. It really genuinely, it probably feels crazier than it looks. Yesterday, it just looked straight up crazy, like really wild. I want to ask her, and I will. I think she put in slightly more and maybe like a couple more injection sites, but we'll see what it looks like when the full thing has happened. Also, botox. Just want to remind everyone that there's also a little stage that happens once you get it between days 4 and 7, where you wake up, you look in the mirror, and you're like, why are my eyes about half the size they normally are? Why are my eyebrows hanging out down by my eyeballs? And your face, it's like when the Botox is kicking in, and it like, your forehead just sits heavy, and your forehead sits heavier. And that really freaked me out, but I think it's like, once you got to check it at 7 to 14 days, but it can look a little bit jarring for a minute. No one talks about that enough. All right. Oh my God, you guys. I feel relaxed. I am sprawled out across my white couch, in my white pants, in my white shirt, ready to go for my bridal era. I mean, the furniture matches the drapes, matches the era. in partnership with David's Bridal, I'm ready to give you guys my bridal era update. So people ask me all the time, how involved is your fiance? And how do you guys decide, like, who decides what? And if you guys disagree on something, you know, how does that get resolved? And I think it's different for everyone, and it will bring things to the surface. It ain't no easy street, right? There's a budget involved. There is family involved. There is a lot. But I think how we've done it, and it's worked out fairly well, is compromise. He is definitely involved, and he cares about various things throughout the wedding. He's not completely hands off by any means. He also, though, lets me, when I feel very passionately about something, I take the reins. Also, I think he kind of just, if we're not agreeing on something, he'll normally side on the, I'm just going to err on the side of caution, and I'm going to let Sofia kind of decide on this one. But I think how we've handled it really well is there are certain things that I have no clue about that I need him to take the reins on. For example, the hotels and locations and names of the places and accommodations, that would take me 10 times as long to figure out, right? Like, he understands that better. And so I told him, by all means, take it away, son. That sounds like a blast. For me, things like a photographer, a videographer, the kind of aesthetic, that's me, babe. Okay? Like, that is me, and he does have a wonderful, amazing aesthetic, but, like, I don't know if he's ever been published. I don't know if his decor has ever been, you know, in the news. So things like finding the photographer, the videographer, that's going to be up to me. I'll obviously run it by him, and vice versa. And I think if you go about it that way, that can be really helpful instead of this, like, 50-50 partnership, you know, we're going through each and every single thing and we're coming to a unanimous yes or no. It's like, just let him be good at what he's good at. Let me be good at what I'm at. And that helps a lot. But first things first. Before you decide anything, you guys need to get clear on the budget. Because if we didn't get clear on the budget out the gate, and I was over here planning something in the $1 billion range, and he was over here planning in the $6K range, I think we would have ran into about 1,000 times as many issues, which, talking about budget, talking about weddings, David's Bridal can help you with both. They have all things bridal and formal events, but also they have a program called David's Diamond Loyalty Program, where you can earn points towards exclusive discounts. So I highly urge you to check out davidsbridal.com, where you can book a free appointment or stop by in store. Again, this bridal era is brought to you in partnership with the one, the only David's. I want to talk about long distance relationships because I'm in one, and they are unlike the other kind of relationship, and they are unlike any relationship I personally have ever been in. It's my first LDR, and it's hard to talk to friends and family sometimes because not everyone has experienced it. I'm lucky. I can talk to my mom about it a tiny bit. She did have a boyfriend for maybe like a year who lived in Korea. And that time difference, imagine having to talk to your significant other and the time difference is like 12 hours. That's some shit. But I'm going to be very concise and clear because I've learned a lot. It's my first long distance relationship and it's my last, which I think is really interesting. And I didn't go into it. My fiance fucking hates when I say this, you guys. I didn't go into it wanting a long distance relationship. And there have been times where I just get pissed and I'll be like, this was like kind of early stages, but when we were getting serious, really up until just a few months ago, where I'm coming to terms with, no, this is what it is. There have been times where I'm like, why did you seek out a long distance relationship? Because I didn't seek it out. And he would just throw it back at me and be like, well, sure, fine. But on our first date, I said, hi, I live in Europe. I do not live here. I travel here for work, but I don't live here. I live in this other place. And you nodded your head like you understood. And then you asked me why I lived where I live. And so I can't really see why you're putting it on me that we're in a long distance relationship, which I get. But it comes with some tough shit. It comes with, though, some really eye-opening things and tells you a lot about how you function in relationships and how you get clarity on like, okay, Sofia, this is you. Yes, long distance relationships are hard, but this thing right now is just you being a crazy bitch. Or is this because of the relationship at large and the distance? Here are my tips. If you're wondering if someone is worth it, that was like my not initial reaction, but that is really what it comes down to. And that's fairly early stages. This is how I fell into his trap. I'm just kidding. This is how he fucking caught me. Hook, line, and sinker. I'm an adult. I was well aware, okay, about the distance. But I went into our date just wanting to date and have fun. And I highly suggest that everyone should go about dating that way. Granted, I also was like, the next dude I date for real will be for marriage and kids. But like, you don't have to be at that piece date one. You know, date one is like fun. Let's see how we vibe. Let's see, you know, if we have similar interests. Then you can kind of bring that into it. And then our second date, the infamous second date on the bus stop, wasn't really a date. That was like can I drop something off? And I said, sure. And we sat on the bus stop and he gave me a book, my favorite childhood book. And while we were sitting there, we literally said to each other and made it clear we are looking for a life partner and kids. I'm not saying you need to do that. Date two, trust me, when I walked back upstairs after the bus stop, I'm pretty sure Soph was here or a friend asked me and they were like, oh, what did he have to say? And I remember saying, I have no idea. I have no idea, just because it was like intense and it was a lot, and I wasn't sure what exactly was happening. Then our real second date was in Paris, and he invited me to go for a few days. He was going to be there for work, and I was like, fuck it, and I went. That is all fun and games, and I like that that's how I treated it, instead of thinking to myself, wait, this guy doesn't live in the same place as you. Why are you flying, to Paris to see this person if you don't even know how you feel about long distance? I wasn't thinking that way. I was like, I'm having fun. I like this guy. Let's go. It was date. I don't even know. So, do you remember? It was it was a few months into it. Oh, I think was the third date we went to Miami.
No, the third date was Paris.
Oh. Right. Paris I'm using as like the second.
Yeah, no, Miami, you're right.
Then we had another trip, okay? And I'm going to just say this is date number 3, essentially, which was traveling. It was like a bit of a shit show. It was just like a lot. And we, had a good time, but we were still like, we don't really know. But then that trip also kind of forced us to think about like, are we serious about us? And then there must have been, I think maybe like he came here. I think Valentine's Day. That's so crazy. And I don't even know if he had work, but he came. And I think at that point he was certain, or at least wanted to make sure. And he was like, I'm going to come and just spend time with you. And that was the first time it was like, I'm on home base. We are not going to look at the Louvre. We don't have a fucking party where we need to dress up for this person's birthday. It was, this is my apartment, and we can go to dinners and shit and have some drinks. But besides that, we're coming back to my apartment, and like, this is how I live, and this is what we are without all the extra noise. And it was after that where we had the conversation. And I remember being like, what are you asking me? Like, to be boyfriend and girlfriend? Like, can you just, be blunt? And I think that's when we made that decision. And I felt good about it. I felt unsure about the long distance thing. And I kind of always had that in the back of my mind. And I would just, excuse me, Candy Crush. I'd always have that in the back of my mind. But I knew I wanted to see where it was going to go. And I wasn't about to call the whole thing off over that. Like, that wasn't enough of a reason. So what I'm trying to say is, in the early stages of a long distance relationship, I don't think you need to right off the bat decide if it's worth it or not. I think you can have fun and decide, once you spent a tiny bit more time together, if it is something. Because with long distance relationships, I will say the commitment needs to be clearer earlier. There's too much, it's like too much travel. If you guys need to get clear on what you want for the future, and if you guys are semi-aligned. But even before that, you need to have fun. And then it's like 2, 3, 4 dates in where you kind of have to think to yourself, okay, the commitment kind of needs to show up by now. Whereas if you live in the same city as someone, you can kind of just have fun and fuck around for months. Like, there's no pressure. There's no high stakes. It's like, okay, I live in East Village and you live in Soho. Great. I'll see you whenever I want to see you. So that is like a highlight actually for me, because I knew what I wanted very early on into dating, and that makes a long distance relationship different. Then you get to this stage where things start getting fucking real and you guys have committed to each other and you start figuring out what things bug you, what things you can tolerate, what things you cannot tolerate. And there's like a whole other fucking level of, okay, well, we're committed to each other now, but now can we live this way? Are there plans to not live this way and live together? Is that in our future? Is this going to be a forever, like an ongoing LDR? I could not be in a forever LDR. I think some people could, and I don't think it's crazy that they can. Like, trust me, when I've been with him, I mean, I've spent like over a month straight with him, you know what I mean? But I still like my alone time. I did go to the chiropractor the other day, and I was giving him updates, and I told him I got engaged. I am working on this like big project. And he literally goes, yeah, wasn't you had like a show about dating, right? Which is so funny because I don't even think I talk about dating that much anymore. I guess, here and there. But I remembered when I used to be like actively dating out in the fields, getting my reps in, and I would treat online dating apps like they were friend finder apps because I had just moved to New York. I didn't know anyone and I was so alone and lonely. And what I would do is I would go on dates. And I remember one specific time, this guy, we're going to call him Dan, but I just remembered the name of a guy. Anyways, this guy named Dan, I went on a date, and I had done this previously a million times, and the date was great. And I was like, oh my God, like, should we go out? What are your friends up to? And he took me back to his friend, was like having people over. I met all of those people. I remember looking around and being like, this is the New York experience. This is why I came to New York. And then just becoming friends and trying to exchange numbers with the girls there and friend zoning the out of this dude. And I did that a few times with different guys. But you know what the issue is? You stop getting invited once you friend zone them. It's not like it's not like the girl that you met for literally 15 minutes the night before on your way to the bathroom is going to be like, no, Dan, we stand by her and she is going to get invited to the party, not you. So it didn't really work out. However, I actually did meet like one girlfriend that way, but it would have been so much easier if there would have been an app like Fields, because on the Field app, you can join and it's not like a hookup culture unless you want it to be. It's not woman seeking man, man seeking woman for something romantic. It's whatever you want. If you are feeling lonely and you're literally on the prowl for a friend, hi, that was me. You can put that on the Field app. If you are looking for sex, you can put that. If you're looking for your future husband, you can put that. And I love how open and honest it is. Like, there's no shame. And it's like, think about it. In a place where there's no pressure to be anything, who will you be? Download Field on the App Store or Google Play. That's FEELD, Field. These are the main things that you're going to run into. The time difference. Okay. When my fiance is going to bed, I am in the middle of my work day. When I am going to bed, he is on his 5th cycle of REM, which I make this joke all the time. If the roles were reversed, if I was 5, 6, 7 hours ahead and I got to say, good night, baby, and like quickly tell him about my day and then hang up and hit, snooze and be out like a light, we would have had 20% less of any fight we've ever had, probably significantly more. The fact that I get off work and then I'm like, oh, okay, so now my brain is not busy and now I get to like relax and actually process feelings from the day and sit with my thoughts. Where the fuck is my man? And then that's when I would like maybe start to spiral, but the time difference, it's workable. The travel can get expensive. That's like something you have to weigh out, but we got to a place where it's like it's workable. The third thing you'll run into is I was like watching a YouTube and this girl said jealousy. I don't think I felt more jealous in this relationship than any other relationship. I don't think like the distance has like triggered, maybe just because I'm dating a stand-up guy who's not doing anything. Maybe that could have something to do with it. I don't know what she was talking about, but it's the time difference, it's the travel, and it's the communication. Communication Breakdown by Led Zeppelin. Don't like that song, but I love every other song that they've done. You will get real good at communicating, okay? The first 6 months, maybe less, I was treating the relationship with commitment, but my actions and my communication were not reflecting that because I was not used to a long distance relationship. And I thought like, oh, if we just go like a few days without talking to each other, like whatever, we'll catch up this weekend. That worked for a little bit until it really didn't. And then it was like, I was getting pissed and I would be like, why are we in this if I'm just living my life like I'm single? Like part of the reason I want to be in a relationship is so that I can have a partner and like support system. And he would be like, answer the phone. Like, answer your goddamn phone, and you might get a little bit more of that, which I did listen to, and now I have him on emergency bypass because that is the level you have to go to with me to ensure that I will respond/answer. There's like a select 3 people that are on emergency bypass, and Soph is also one of them. And I think Alex, my cousin, is too. You can't sacrifice conversations just because like you're not in the mood to talk. Every once in a while, sure, but your conversations become your lifeline in a way. And I don't want to like dramatize it because you don't want to every single time you get on the phone be like, I love you. Okay, just tell me you love me back because I don't know when the next time will be. You promise? Okay, now let's go through the list of all the shit we want to do. It doesn't have to be like that, but if you go a day, 2 days without speaking, you feel that tenfold. Which makes sense. You don't have the physical biology and oxytocin that happens in a natural relationship. Fourth thing, final thing, and I have so much more I could say about this, but this is a big one. Have future travel planned. This has been like the biggest thing that we incorporated and made all of the really hard times feel manageable. Have your future travel planned and on the cal and booked. I will be seeing him at this date. He will be seeing me at this date is the big one. And the second big one is pick a span of time and you guys will not go longer than this threshold without seeing each other. Because let me tell you, the girl I am 2 weeks on my own after being with him and sleeping with him and like every single day with him, the girl I am 2 weeks after that versus 6 weeks after that is a different bitch. Like, slowly but surely, I will start to be like, what the fuck? All right, let's be real. If your gut is off, everything feels off. Your digestion, energy, mood, even focus, it all starts in your gut. Every day, your gut is fighting a silent war against processed foods, stress, and even toxins in the air. And when your gut struggles, your whole body feels it. That's why I trust Just Thrive Probiotic. Most probiotics never make it to your gut alive, and that's why they don't work. But Just Thrive is clinically proven to arrive 100% alive and deliver measurable results. And it does something no other probiotic can. It turns your gut into an antioxidant factory, creating protective compounds exactly where you need them most. For you, that means better digestion, healthy immunity, more energy, and easy weight management. Just Thrive Probiotic comes in capsules or berry-flavored gummies, so there's an option for everyone in the family. I love the gummy. It's like a little treat that's actually good for you. For over a decade, Just Thrive has been helping thousands of people take control of their health with science-backed solutions you can trust. From their award-winning probiotic to their full line of gut, immune, and brain health supplements, Just Thrive is ready to help you live your healthiest life. So here's my challenge. Try Just Thrive Probiotic for 90 days, risk-free. Visit justthrivehealth.com and save 20% with promo code Sofia. See the difference for yourself or get a full product refund. No questions asked. Take the 90-day Just Thrive Probiotic Challenge today at justthrivehealth.com/Sofia. Be the best you with Just Thrive. Since half my closet has been missing with no sign of return after a dry cleaning situation, true story, my patience for picking outfits is officially gone, and somehow spring is already here. I have zero time to overthink what I'm wearing, which is exactly why I love Daily Look. It makes staying styled effortless when life gets busy. Daily Look is a premium personal styling service, and Daily Look is the #1 highest rated premium personal styling service for women. You get your own dedicated personal stylist who curates a box of clothes based on your body shape, preferences, and lifestyle. And these are real stylists, not an algorithm. You actually keep the same stylist every time, which makes the biggest difference. Each box comes with up to 12 premium pieces that you try on at home on your own time. It saves so much time and effort, especially when you're prepping for spring trips, events, or just a packed calendar. You can choose flexible delivery every 30, 60, or 90 days. Keep what you love, return the rest, and shipping is free both ways. Getting started is easy. Just take the style quiz at dailylook.com. Elevate your style by signing up at dailylook.com today. Take your style quiz at dailylook.com and get 50% off your first styling fee with the code Sofia. That's dailylook.com, code Sofia. Those are the two biggest things that I think you can do. And if you do those two things, I think long distance relationships are beautiful and amazing, and they made me, I wish I could move my upper lip a little bit, you know? or my forehead for that matter, so you guys could see how sincere I'm being right now, but I can't move either. I think a long distance relationship is the most, what am I saying? A long distance relationship has taught me more about myself and about who I am in relationships than any other type of relationship. And I kind of feel like everyone should just have one, which is not ideal, but I don't know. It's been an incredible thing for me and has made me really evaluate things and see relationship dynamics for what they are and dynamics that I bring into relationships, and forces you to make a very strong, very safe, very secure, and very healthy bond with your partner if you're going to go the distance. No pun intended. Get it? Because it's long distance. Anyways, sleuths, I have more to say on that, but if you're in a long distance relationship, I feel for you. I know that feeling, and sometimes it's so hard. And like the first night you're apart from them, you really are just like, what the fuck? My trainer literally just sent me a bunch of ant emojis, which is a joke we have because one time I was like, I'm just putting my feelers out, and like sent him that, and he has ran with it ever since. He thought it was real funny. I'm just 20 minutes late. I hope I'll make it. Okay. A sloot did write in though, and this is kind of what inspired me to talk about it. And I wanted to talk about it like in detail for a very long time. This slew wrote in this question, and I want to answer it because it's good. I'm going to answer this quickly. How to navigate international long distance in early dating, USA, Europe. Same girl. How long to do it before someone or both move, keeping it spicy and connected, etc. I hate to give you this answer. That is personal preference. I should have moved to Europe probably a few months ago, actually, and I keep pushing it back. Yes, I'm sure there's some like subliminal subconscious piece being like, that sounds really scary. I don't know about that. But there's no way that you'll be able to do the move sooner than like a year and a half to 2 years, unless you're getting the quickest visa known to man on the planet. So you, regardless of like when you want to not be long distance, think about the visa and think about the citizenship. Because if you are, it's USA and Europe, okay, same. I can go to Europe for 90 days, which is a lot of days, but I can't do 91 days in a 6-month span. So yeah, I could go and like move my shit and be like, oh my God, this is amazing. I would have to come home, and we do not want to like risk doing that. So you've got a year to 2 years regardless. So that should make you feel actually a little bit better and gives you some time to decide, well, okay, now I've been dating for a year. Should I move there? Should they move here? So you got time to think about it. And unless you know a loophole in the Europe Schengen visa, which there's no way you do, because trust me, I know the ups, downs, and all around of the visa and the citizenship process. 6 months is like probably most likely won't happen. That's the absolute earliest, but it's a year. Like you're looking at a year. How to decide when to actually make the move? Well, I think you first got to decide, are we wanting to get married? Are we wanting to have kids? Okay, let's try to do the move as soon as possible, but in a way that makes us both feel safe and comfortable, because what's going to happen, and I've been like mentally preparing for this a lot, your sense of identity and who you are, once you uproot your fucking life, go to a different country where they don't speak the language and you are on their turf, that if you are not prepared and have gotten really, really clear and strong in like your core and who you are, shit's gonna hit the fan real quick. And I already know I'm gonna go there and have a mental breakdown, which is why I'm like putting up all of these things around that are gonna make it possible. I'm going to have my mom come and stay for a month. I'm going to have friends come stay for a month. I'm gonna come back to New York. I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling at first. Like, there's little things that you can do. But I think it's less about how long to do it before you move and more about, okay, well, are you guys going to go the distance? You guys have the same future plans? Yes. You're committed to each other? Yes. Okay. When am I ready to move? When is this person, when would I feel ready for them to move in with me? That's like, that has nothing to do with long distance. That's literally like two people living in the same place. Should we move in together? You know, obviously there's like it's more impactful and it might feel more rushed, but I don't know. Honestly, my friend was like, my lease was up. The economy fucking sucks right now. And she decided to move in with her boyfriend and they didn't work out, but like that's still, there's like big reasons, even if you live in the same place, that moving in together is a question. That's not just like a LDR thing, that's just a thing. All right, sloots, I love you guys so much. I guess I'm gonna go work out with my PT trainer, who's probably like, what the hell is wrong with you? I pushed this 3 different times and I'm showing up 30 minutes late. Love you. Bye.